Welcome to CSN The Network Podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my lovely co-hosts, Dre Nazario and Malik Hampton. How y'all doing this evening?
Good, brother, man. Another week living, still a champ. How y'all?
Blessed and highly favored. I'm blessed and highly favored. New Mike, who's this? I'm getting fancy on y'all today. And I'm excited. What's up? How you, brother?
I'm blessed. Better now that I'm talking to you two. Lake, we gotta get you a new hat, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get you a Super Bowl hat or something, B. That hat you got on is fitting. Steph went off last night in the All-Star game. So.
Man, did he? Man, he was walking away from the shots.
Hey, but today, y'all, we have another interview for y'all with someone we all consider a legend. You know what I mean? A pioneer in the community. He's touched so many lives. Definitely, helped me in my development, just shaping me as a young man, training me, and so many others. Man, he's a great father, great mentor, great man, great coach. He's the head coach of the women's basketball team at Westside Middle School. They just won the county championship. So shout out to those young ladies. And, without further ado, we have Coach Ahmed Witten on here with us at the network. How you doing this evening, brother?
Man, I'm good and blessed, man. Thank y'all for having me. It's a beautiful thing to see y'all young brothers and sisters doing y'all's thing.
Oh, man,
we appreciate it, man.
We appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on.
For sure.
We appreciate it.
We just, things that we pride ourselves on doing here, coaches, just honoring our city's legends, you know what I mean? And, providing a platform for them to share their story. And, hopefully, God willing, it could help out another person that's, trying to do the same thing, or, help out a youngin that's trying to figure out how he can go about doing what he wants to do in life. You know what I mean? So,
sure.
With that being said, let's start straight from the top. You know what I mean? I got word, I thought you was always from here, but I got word that you from DC. You know what I'm saying? So if that's really true, can you educate us on, when you got here and what led to the move?
That's a good question, man. Beautiful question. I was born in Washington, D.C., man. And what happened was my mother and my father, they lived in California. They both were West Virginians. And then they moved to California. And my oldest brother was born in California. Then they moved back to the East Coast of Washington, D.C. And that's when my youngest brother and I was born in Washington, D.C., lived in Washington, D.C. They moved us back to California. And then my mom said, I'm coming back home. So that's how I got to West Virginia.
Okay.
And how I got here, man, yo, real talk, man. My mama, I was looking around the house, man, and everything was gone. She was like, I'm like, what you doing? She sold everything from the fork, the knife, she sold everything. And she put all three of her boys, all of us on the train. We got on the train. It took us 4 days. 4 days. And you should see us on that train. Everybody knew it. We run all over the damn place. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my journey to West Virginia, man. I've been here ever since. You feel me?
Got you.
That's interesting. Well, can you take us through your upbringing, and what or who got you interested in sports?
Well, really, my father, he's always kept us in the sports. I was always on the basketball course during the summer times, watching him play. And what happened was when I got to West Virginia, I just got into the sport. I was doing everything. I played baseball, football, basketball, ran track, but I started when my mother moved to. We lived on the west side. Actually, we lived on Vandalia. Then we moved to the west. My mother moved us to St. Albans, man. I went to Hayes. A lot of people don't know that. I went to Hayes 3 years.
Wow.
Hayes, you feel me? And I learned so much. I mean, the culture shock, everything I learned. I mean, it was at one time I disliked it, white people, because I know at one time I was the only black kid in the classroom, and I could remember myself just sitting there looking around like, yo, it was hard to study and learn, but as I got older, I understand it was good white people, good black people, just good people, and it's bad people at the same time. You just got to know how to deal with yourself, you know? And so how I got to where I got, when I was at Hayes, this is a true story, man. My mom was a postmaster in Charleston, and I lived in St. Albans. I said, listen, Mom. And I was watching all the black kids from Mandeville and St. Albans. They was nice. Robbie Brown, Cookie Miller, Cookie Claytor, all them dudes. They was nice. But none of them was going to college. And I said, Mom, if I stay down here, I ain't going to college. They ain't going. They ain't sending them kids to college. And I said, I want to go Stonewall. I used to watch Robert Lee and all them dunking, and they was Casey, all of them. So I said, listen, that's where I want to go to school at. And I said, listen, you be closer to work. And my mama moved us to the west side. I live, if y'all know what Kentucky Fried Chicken is on the west, right across the street from West Side Middle School is. Y'all know what that is? Yeah. I live right there. I live right there. I can see Stonewall out my bedroom window. That's how I got to the west. Yes, sir. My mom got me to the west, right next door to the damn school. Feel me?
She said, "You want to go? I'm gonna put you right there by
Yeah, right there. That's how I got to the west, man. And from there on, and guess what? I wasn't gonna play football. Rest in peace, my homie, my brother, Kevin Lee. He was like, man, you playing football, bro. That's how I got my nickname through him. They call me Boogie. I wasn't playing football. I thought I was a hooper. And I went to play football, and I was an All-American football player. I got a scholarship playing football. And I played basketball, but I ate playing football. You feel me? And so after I left Stonewall, I went to Marshall University. Full ride. It was either Virginia Tech or Marshall. Virginia Tech said, and that's when the prop came out, before you had to sit out a year and all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to cuss? My bad.
No, yeah, you good. You good.
Talk how you want, OG.
Yeah. So what happened was I was a prop 48 dude. So that first year I had to sit out. Now I'm top wide receiver in the state. I'm player of the year. All that. You feel me? So but I ain't know no better. So I go visit Virginia Tech. Go up there, coach say, listen, if you don't pass that test, I'll give you half. Marshall's came up, and Marshall had just won the AA national championship. He came to my crib and said, I remember him, he had a bell. He did his bell, said, ding, 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 you gonna bring cowbells to our stadium. I was like, I ain't know nobody. I said, what you mean? He said, they gonna come see you play. And he said, if you don't pass that test, I'm gonna still give you a full ride. And I was 1 point away, and I didn't pass the test. Marshall University gave me a full ride. I went to Marshall University. You couldn't play a damn down. I couldn't listen to no. I couldn't do no team, but I ate free. I went to bed free, and I love him for that. But listen, I didn't know how good I was. I knew how good I was. I'm on campus running around looking all silly.
Yeah.
I'm a full ride. I'm full ride, and ain't playing not one down. Now you got to be nice to do shit like that.
Right.
I mean, I ain't playing not one down. I ain't know I was that good. So then I started balling, and they brought a new coach in from Oklahoma. He came in, and they tried to do me wrong. If you know anything about college football, you got your spring game, right? Mm-hmm. So when you got the spring game, right before our green and white game, I'm receiver all my career in college. Now, mind you, I played free safety in high school. But my whole college career, I've been a wide receiver. These mothers called me on the night of the spring game and said, Witten, we move you to free safety because somebody got hurt. I said, do what? Do what? Hey, Kay, I busted their ass. You hear me? The next day, that someone come there and said, what you do? You started free safety. I'm starting free safety now. That's how, listen, this is real shit. Now I'm starting free safety. Now listen, I'm a wide receiver all these years, and you're gonna move me to a free safety on the day of the game. I know all the audibles, I know all the plays. I'm eating those asses up. And that's what I did. Ate them up. Then what happened is I was starting free safety. I pulled a hammy, and the white kid from Logan, he balled out. Logan from Logan, Cherokee, balled out, and he kept the position. So I had one more year of eligibility left. And I left and went to West Virginia State. And why I went to West Virginia State College, because my high school coach, where I won a state championship with, was the defensive back coach at West Virginia State. and Malik was born. So I said, shit, I'm close to my son, go back to school, stay in school. Shit, I went to state, played basketball and football.
Mm.
And became assistant grad coach on the hoop squad. Sean Harvey and all them cats, you feel me? And then I left that, and guess what I did? Played semi-pro football, All-American, semi-pro, Major Harris, national champion. Real shit. I'm the free safety. He the QB. So they really did me a favor by moving me to the free. That's how I ate. That's how I ate in school. I ate through playing free safety. And shit, then it carried me on. And then after that, I started coaching. That was in 95. I started coaching, man. And I ain't stopped coaching since. You know what I'm saying? But one more good story I'm gonna tell you about that is, in 1988, I was the football player of the year, and 20 years later, my son was a basketball player of the year.
Wow.
20 years later, real
That's
shit.
tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
That's tough.
That's real.
That's tough. That's tough.
Now another one. Give one more.
Give us all the gems. Give us all the gems.
This middle school championship I just got. Check this out though. Mark Mason coached my son at Horseman. They went 19-0. My daughter went to Dunbar Middle School. Won the championship 21-2. I just won the middle school championship. It's in the family, babe.
He said he breeding greatness.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. I've been blessed, man.
No, absolutely, man.
It breeding greatness.
Yeah. And I graduated too. Got a scholarship in West Virginia State. Crazy.
Yeah, that's I didn't know you did not start out at state. I thought you went to state all the way through.
Dude, I thought I was a big time baller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, man. That's the beauty of these interviews, man.
I went through some struggles, man. I remember in the dorms crying because they wouldn't let me go on the travel team and shit. And I was in practice killing them. I just kept fighting though, bro. Kept fighting.
Back then, was you going to like camps and stuff to get like showcased or like
that's what I'm saying. Like we ain't had no individual training and shit like that. I did go. My coach did send me to Wake Forest. Wake Forest was looking at me as well. I went to Wake Forest camp, showed up. I was a sophomore at that time, so I was just not getting into the groove. But they had their eyes on me. Feel me?
Right.
And but I did go to Wake Forest camp. But other than that, man, I ain't had no individual, no camps and nothing like that, man. I was just that God-given talent and that hard work.
So I kind of got a follow-up question just to that portion of it. Where do you think the switch flipped from, like, you guys were getting recruited at the high school level versus now? And even when I was being recruited, we had to play AAU or do something or go to camps or whatever the case may be, or we weren't being seen in West Virginia. So where do you feel like, or what time frame do you feel like the flip switch?
That's a good question. I think like when I was playing, we had to go to camps. I went to Georgetown camp. I'm a Georgetown fan. I went to John Townsend's camp. And most of those camps that you went to, you really had to, either gonna take your money, or they knew who you were. You know what I'm saying? So, and we ain't had no internet or whatever. We had to just grind on by newspaper. A lot of newspaper and the news got us where we need, got us seen. Like I was telling my wife the other day, you don't even see them interviewing kids, high school kids and stuff no more on the mic after games or in the newspapers. No, they don't even give them interviews no more. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where we got our stuff. So we send all of our paper clippings out. Or we be on the news talking to the news, and he's like, look at this play or whatever, it's touchdown right here. We was on the news all. That's how we got our stuff out, and then our coaches would send us out, to those schools. But if you ain't getting no newspaper article like that, you better get out there and grind. It was tough, and then sometimes, most of the time, you rode on some of your teammates' coattail. For instance, Mark Moore, big time 6'5" defensive lineman, he goes to Tennessee. Well, he like, shit, I got a QB with me, you know, and then they're like, hey, it's how this is your QB. You know what I'm saying? So you go to the camp with him, and they say, okay, now, again, they might already have a QB, but listen, I got a friend down the street. You know what I'm saying? He need a backup QB. Let me holler at him. And that's how we got seen like that too. Cause you start talking to them coaches, they all got buddies and friends. And if he can't use you, he knows somebody who can use you.
Gotcha.
You know?
Word.
Yeah.
So you got a network, man.
Oh yeah, it was building network. Yep. And again, who you know too. Shit, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Walk us through being a 2-sport athlete at state. How was you able to pull off both, man? Playing basketball and football.
Very hard. Actually, man, when I first got there, I tried to get on the squad and they wouldn't let me. He's like, nah, you playing strictly football. And I kept bugging him. But I said, man, let me try. I can play with these cats, man. And then he was like, man, nah. And then a semester that semester went through and motherfuckers lost. They didn't have the grades. Coach Witt had the grades. Coach Witt had the grades. Come on, Coach Witt. And they didn't kick me off. They kept me. You feel me? I just needed that chance. You know what I'm saying? So I had the grades. So and it was so good, but I was a senior coming up being a senior, so my football was already over. And then hoop came. So I got lucky on that part right there. My football season was over with. Then hoop season came. And I was like, let's rock. Yeah, man. I was right behind all. I couldn't wait for one of them to slip. One of y'all slip. Come right on up in there. About 3 of them ain't had the grades, man. And here I come.
That's tragic.
Yeah, it's tragic. Yep.
Well, for them, not for you. Not for you.
For sure. For sure. They got to go home and tell their mamas, like, yo, I'm off the squad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, can you tell us about some influential people in your life that kind of helped mold you into the person?
Wow, that's a good question. I say one of them is my father. Very, very deep historian brother, man. He lives in California. He grounded me about even like my name. Man, you know who your name is, bruh. Know what that means, you know? Like, people was talking about the change of Stonewall Jackson High School. I knew about that before I went to Stonewall. I was already happy. I said, Dad, because what happened was I was supposed to go to Dunbar High in DC. Because I had my 9th grade year, I went to Dunbar, play summer league, and Sidwell and Friends summer league up there, right? And I balled out. And that Dunbar coach was like, yo, bring him back. We coming back. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm going to go to DC with my dad. I'm going to go to Dunbar High. And she looked at me and was like, dude, what? All these years, I didn't raise your ass. You gonna do what? I said, Daddy, I ain't going. I'm staying here. And so I stayed, man. And I couldn't leave my mom. It all sounded good, looked good. You know. And so I just you know, kept on pushing and shit. That's how I rock. What was your question anyway? I forgot.
The most influential people. Who influenced you?
So my dad. So that's what happened. My bad. My dad was like, "You going to Stonewall?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to Stonewall." He said, "Listen, brother, check your history out of the school. Check them out." And he used to always tell us about every book that we read. Check your author out first. Learn about your author, and then you learn about your book. And he just kept me grounded, man. So my dad was a real influential in my education and knowing who I am, being a strong Black man. And outside of my family, I'm gonna say Coach Clark, man. Coach Clark was like, I coached with Coach Clark for like 10 years. He coached my son. He coached me. Not never. I've been knowing it for years. He probably said about 3 cuss words. But the way that he coached you thought he cussed you out. You know what I'm saying? He was on you. Coach Clark, one of the nicest guys I ever met. He made me work. He taught me. I mean, like right now, if I saw him, I'll make sure I'm looking good. You know, I'm walking, my head up straight. You know, that's just respect from him. When we travel, we always had to wear shirt and ties to our games. Wear shirt and ties. Everywhere we go, make sure we look presentable. And this was in high school. I'm like, shit, I ain't got no damn shirt and tie. You better tell your mom we'll get something for Christmas, something. Yeah. You go get this shirt and towel, you ain't getting on that bus.
Man.
Yes, sir. And then on a female would be my mother, the strong drive. You know, my mama raised 3 boys. My grandmama just passed away, who was 99 years old. So I got this strong gene, you know. And she ain't passed away on no illness. She just, I mean, Grace, her mind was still strong. She just, the Most High says your time, you know. But my mama, man, is a very, very strong woman. I got an auntie that's a real strong woman. So I got some strong people in my life. But if I had to say, I say my dad, Coach Clark, and my mama. Yep.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Man, speaking on, you know, people being in development and your upbringing, can you walk us through, you know, Malik, you know, he's older than us, but, you know, we always thought highly of Malik. Dre and I was talking about him the other week, man, you know, how he was All-State his sophomore year, back when doing that was rare at such a young age, right?
Yeah.
So, and I know you used to train me, but walk us through some of the things you did with Malik, you know, from a training perspective that set him apart from his peers.
That's a good question. And I tell you what I did. When Malik was like 6th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, we used to go work out, and I ain't had no gym to work out in. So I would take him and Trav. I would take him down to the King Center. And there's a lot of shit going on in the King Center. Now you gonna concentrate on me, or you gonna concentrate on the people over there? And I had him with me at a young age. Stay focused, and he was just working. I had him working in front of a lot of people. So as he got older, I've been through this shit. I've been through it. You know, and that's when we started out. And plus outside, the kids don't go outside and shoot no more. We had a rim outside. We would shoot. I would shoot till 12 o'clock at night. You know, that's how he got his training, man. I just trained him. I just trained him to get him. You know, I gained shit that I didn't have. Just think somebody was training me, man. I was on the agility ladder, lifting weights and all that. I'd have been a monster.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of one-on-one games with y'all?
Yeah, we played a lot of 1-on-1, lot 3-on-3, I mean, in DC, you play a lot of 3-on-3. They were ready to fight on 3-on-3. Yeah. But like on Malik, man, he I don't know, man. He had that God-given talent, and plus, a lot of people don't know Malik could have been a wide receiver. He had hands, but he was just too slow. But he had hands like a muck. Him and Travis used to go, like, we used to be out there, and they play one of my throw the ball. He's just mossing. He was mossing, like just mossing, jump up one-handers and shit. Catch the Malik. He got good hands, but he was just slow. So I had to teach him. He'd be QB. He was tall, long, you know, throw that. He can always throw it. He can always throw that thing. And so I taught him how to throw football, how to catch it, because I was a receiver, so we gonna catch that thing. And what I did was, when he was younger, 3 years old, I was always talk shit at some socks, some keys, catch these motherfuckers out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Catch them in reaction. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I
working on that reaction time.
Yeah. Plus, you know, I was 19 when I had him, so I'm still a young fella. You know what I mean? I'm still energized. I'm doing crazy shit. Poor guy. Poor fella. That poor fella probably like, damn, Pop. Yeah, but he made me a better parent to my daughter. You know. Yeah.
Okay. That's how it go. Speaking of, I'm gonna take it back just a little bit. Can you walk us through? You said you started coaching in '94, right?
Yeah.
Can you kind of walk us through your thought process, how you actually got into coaching?
Mark Mason asked me to come help him coach football with Jamie Richmond at Roosevelt Mills Junior High at Roosevelt.
Okay.
My first coaching job was at Roosevelt Junior High. Y'all don't even know about the Veld. The Veld is a little recreation center now on the east.
Right.
They used to be a junior high school. And that's where I very first started. Then after I did, during that time, Malik he would start playing Midget League. So I was help coaching Midget League, and then at the Veld, And then, and what happened was I wasn't even coaching Malik at Midget League. I was there, and Kevin Fluker said, "Man, you here every day. You sit there watching. You might as well coach." I said, "Well, you ain't tell no lie, because I don't like what they're doing out there for one." You know what I'm saying? I'm over here humble and shit. But I ain't like it. Them 3-point stands they had them in and all that. And I said, "Oh, you know what? I might as well." So I started coaching. I ended up becoming the president of the football league, Canal City Football League at one time. Mm. And so after I left Canal City, I went to Canal City coach in KC Roosevelt. I went to Horseman. And then my first middle school basketball job was at Dunbar Middle. I had my number one point guard was someone I had. My girl. Tip my tongue. Terry Berkeley. You know Terry?
I don't know Terry.
Yeah, I know Terry. Yeah, I know
Wayne Casey's niece.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was my point guard. And then
she cool peoples, man. Shout out to Terry, man.
Yeah. Terry, yeah. So Terry had to carry the load. We went 1 and 19. I just flipped all that shit. We went 1 and 19, and now I'm 19. You know, I flipped all that.
I heard that. Progress.
For sure. It's a determination too, man. But so then after I left there, I coached at GW for 5 years with the boys team. And what an experience that was. Great experience for me. You know, Coach Green was good. He taught me the X and O's offense and stuff, you know, up there. Then I ended up going to Capital. I went back home. But I was glad that I got to experience the GW type of experience. You know what I mean? It's a whole different world than where I came from. You know what I mean? So I got to bounce. I know, you know, it was, I mean, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about people. Then I've been at Cap. I was in Cap by 15 years, and I ended up becoming the girls' head basketball coach for 4 years. And then I went to after my 4th year, my daughter was coming to high school, but she went. So let me tell you about my daughter and her going to high school. So she went to Dunbar Middle. I'm teaching and coaching at Cap High. She wants to stay with her friends, go to South Charleston. So she came home with it was a B on her, some history test or something. I said, "Listen, baby, if you got problems in school, whatever, you know, you with me, I got counselors, I can hook you up, this, that, you know." She looked at me like, all right. When that next report card came back, she had a 4.4. She said, "Dad, I'm good." True story. She said, "I'm good." And then so I said, "All right, baby, you know." But so what happened was, when we went to South Charleston, I said, "There's no way in the world that I would coach against my daughter. Either she's gonna be with me, I ain't gonna coach." Mm-hmm. And so, because when I coach, man, I coach to win. I coach to win. I don't coach to cheat, but I coach to win. And how I'm gonna eat, I'm sitting at the dinner table and I'm thinking about cutting my daughter's head off. You know what I mean? Who can do that? I can. So I didn't coach. And the Most High is so blessing, man. When I didn't coach, I went to check this out. Let me tell y'all the story real quick. So I went to, you know how they had the summer leagues down St. Augustine, the girls' summer leagues and stuff, right? So I go in there and I'm watching some of the games, and University of Charleston men's basketball coach walking there, kind of arrogant dude, but you know, good dude. And he walks in, he says, "Yo, man, I got a camp. I got a camp with some girls coming in to see if they may get a scholarship, whatever. You know how they had little camps." And he said, "Come by and just check it out and see what you know." I said, "All right, I'll come check it out." And so this is a true story. I walk in, and he has about 30 girls. They all trying to get seen by college coaches, you know, them little camp. And he saw me. He said, "Look," he said, "stand right here, and I'll be back," or whatever. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm sitting there watching his staff get these young ladies the drills. And he said, "Well, I gotta take a young lady up to the missions, and I need this coach coming. Do you mind taking over this drill for me?" I said, "Say less than." He put me on stage right now. You feel me? So when he left and came back, he saw my work, and this is what happened. So it's like the kids was working out, right? And then the parents were sitting in the back watching the kids work out. Some people they drove from Tennessee, all over the place. They trying to get a scholarship, and they parents sitting there watching work out. And after the workout, two different people came to me. One parent came to me. She said, "That drill you was teaching, my daughter needs that. Can I film you teaching that again to her?" I said, "Sure." And she had a sister with her. I said, "Is this your sister?" I said, "Come here, sis. Come bring your ass over here, sis. You pass me the rock and I'm gonna show you how we do this." And then, so she was filming me so she could take back home to him that what I was trying to teach him. And then another one came and said, "Well, damn, coach, what?" He said he wanted one of my coaches stuff. I said, "Man, I don't coach here. I ain't coach." He said, "Do what?" and so the other parent like, "Damn, you ain't coaching." I said, "Nah, I just came to give help." And after the kids left, the head coach of the University of Charleston called me up to his office. He said, "Come in the office with me." He said, "Man, after I saw you doing them drills," he said, you the man I wanted." And that's how I got hired. That's how I got hired at UC. That was good. So what happened was I didn't have to coach against my daughter, and I coached college basketball, which I always wanted to do for a living. I always want to coach for a living. You know, that's still my dream, coach for a living. You know, and I got to coach college, and then he was doing some crazy stuff. I mean, not crazy, he was just kind of mean to the girls, and they fired him. And listen, they kept me that like so. The AD was like, "Well, listen, we got some people coming in. You can ask them, you know, I'm gonna let you interview with them, see if they keep you in as assistant coach or whatever." I said, "All right, cool." So what I did, I stayed extra 30 days because I was doing the conditioning work. He was gone. I was doing all the conditioning work, lift weights, getting the gym one-on-ones, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing this, and she allowed me to interview all her people who she thought was going to interview for the job. But what she did for me was we got fired so soon that I almost ain't make the unemployment line. Like, you know, you got to work at a place for 6 months or more before you get the unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So she kept me on that extra 30 days, got me that 6 months over where I can get my unemployment, you know? And that's, yeah. So then I went back to the school system, and that's I'm back teaching again. But yeah.
So where now, when I was doing some research, I saw that you were an assistant at State, right?
Now that was before UC. That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
listen,
Okay.
all right. Check this. No, this is after UC. Check this out. Damn, this is a good question, man. So I'm at UC coaching. Mm-hmm. And I got my stuff in my locker. And Coach Marshall, that's my man's now. That's my man. He in my locker. I said, "Bro, you in the wrong room. Bro." He said, "Oh, my bad." And then we got to talking. He said, "Man, I'm from Louisville, this, that." We got to kicking it. And we got to kicking so bad that I took him to a Christmas party with me or something, him and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We got cool. And he told me this. He said, I know that y'all got released. He said, but I ain't got no room for you, but I can put you on as a volunteer coach, and you can still have your name out there, and you do everything with." So that's what I did. I went to State, did volunteer coach with him, and I did the whole season with him. And you know, I just wasn't getting paid, but I was trying to keep my name out there just in case. I got an assistant over here. You know, he want to coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word, makes sense.
Yeah. And then I went to South Charleston High School because my daughter was still up there, and coach. You know, I just wanted to help out Coach Green and them with her, since I wasn't coaching anyway. So I went up to coach with South Charleston High School. Yeah. Now I'm back at middle school now. This is it for me though. I think it's it for me.
So what you enjoy coaching more, girls or boys?
Man, girls play hard, man. They play hard. It just depends, man. Like coaching sometimes overrated, man. You can say how good your coach. You gotta have some damn players. You know what I mean? They got better to play. So, but the girls. If you know what, man, I really don't have a big preference. I'll take both, but really don't have a preference, man. I really don't. As long as they want to play and go get it, you know. I guess I was just being in a situation where those are jobs that was open, the girls' jobs. I should have had Cap boys' job. What I should have had, but you know how that ride. That's who I should have had that job. I'm keeping it on 100. I'm keeping 100.
Well, no, that was
Coach Witt should have been Cap High head coaching job when Coach Clark left.
That was
that's what I think.
That was my next question for you, Coach. You know, I was going to ask you, you know, because I remember, you know, I was young. I want to say I was in middle school, but I remember when you was on the radio station, you know, for the head coaching job for the football team at
South Charleston football.
Yes, I remember, right?
Yeah.
So boom. But I always just observe, you know, because you fam, I'm like, okay, as soon as Coach Clark done, you know what I mean? It just seemed like outside looking in, although I know you, you know, it seemed like Coach Clark was grooming you, you know what I mean? And as soon as his tenure was done, it's your show. You know what I mean? So walk us through real quick, if you don't mind, walk us through what happened, you know, because I'm sure the whole city was shocked when, you know, Cap had got a new basketball coach and it wasn't Ahmed Witten. So, you know.
I think that my track record being with Coach Clark, Coach Witten for such a long time, they wanted a different look, different new face. I think they thought that I was going to be like the same type of coach, you know, as far as the fundamental and the preparation and plays, night kind of. I thought they thought that I was probably gonna be like, and they wanted something different. I'm hoping that's what they're thinking, and not no other way. But that's the only way I can see why they passed me up on that one. You know what I mean? It's a good question, man. Yeah. I still sit there and be like, yo, y'all should have gave me a shot at that. If y'all say y'all love this man, who y'all say y'all love and y'all believe in, you feel me? I mean, I even had jobs up Cap, and then when after COVID, they didn't even call me back, and then they want to call me again. I said, man, what happened to the first time? You know, y'all know who I am. I ain't never changed. You know what, Dre? I'm the same. I'm the same dude you met last week. I don't change. I think I'm the same person you saw yesterday. And you ain't got to walk up and say, oh, is he going to speak? Or is he like this? Nah, I'm going to get this hood. I'm going to get just me, you know? Right. So you know, so you know when you see me, what you're going to get into. And everything I do is professionalism. Like, Westside, man, they love me. They love me. Westside don't want me to go nowhere. I'm back at home. But it was the Most High who put me back home where I'm at. Because I think these young ladies need a strong male model around them, show them how to be a young lady and how a man is supposed to be. You know, a married man for 26 years, got a family. You know, I mean, they need to see this kind of stuff.
No, that's 100%. And kind of to piggyback off of that, I know you said you don't, you know, prefer one over the other versus men versus women. Right. But what kind of steered you towards women's basketball to be an advocate for women's basketball?
My daughter taught me a lot. And you know what, man? I didn't want her to hoop. I tried that. I tried tennis. I tried ballet. All that. Shoot. And she just picked the basketball and started dribbling. I was like, well, what I did with Malik, I'm gonna do with you. Mm-hmm. And as I stuck with her. And as I stuck with her, I'm glad I did, because I got to learn about the females in the basketball and how they get treated. And I mean, y'all fight. I mean, listen, I had some coaches tell me, like, man, thank you, man, for not blowing us out. I could blow us out, and that ain't my style. And I said, well, listen, man, that stuff kind of come around. But even like, as I told one of my girls, she missed a jump shot, and she throws her hands. Oh God! I said, why are you so upset? It's the next play. Let's rock. I said, listen to this. I said, we've been beating teams by 25, 30, 20. And every time y'all stole the basketball, I ain't seen none of them turn their head up. They sprint their ass back trying to get it back. And they down 30. Ain't nobody quitting. And I love them. Girls just keep fighting. They just fight. And another thing about it is, a lot of them don't know basketball. So what you teach is what they know. You know what I'm saying? Not unless some coach got them at a young age and got them. But usually when you get them, you got them when you can mold them to your styles. And that's one thing about the female basketball.
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more credit than what you gave yourself too. I feel like you wrote for me while I was coming up in Charleston playing basketball. I feel like you were always a advocate, or we work out. You'd be like, "Come on, let's get in the gym," or whatever the case may be. So
I remember I got you on a bum knee.
Yeah,
she just got off knee, sir. I said, "Let's get in the gym. We got a shooting machine."
Yeah.
I still got on film.
Yeah, so I appreciate you for it. I appreciate you for it.
Yeah. I wish I could have got a hold of other Malik over it though. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I ain't staying hoop too long, man.
I watch you ball out football and hoop, man. And you always win at it. Always win at it. You know what I'm saying? Competitive, want to compete, and that's life. That's life, because you got to compete in life. You know,
100%.
Yeah, it was always like growing up. It was always like not like I was my own person.
You always been.
I was younger than Malik, but hearing that there was another another nice dude from around the city name, with the same name and whatnot, you kind of keep that in the back of your head, like, you ain't trying to be, especially since I was in the sports world, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be like a bum out there, so.
All day long, you got rep that name, boy.
Yeah, you got to rep that name. But yeah, since I was young, though, like, Malik always showed me love, though, for sure.
Yeah.
To this day, So yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, man. They good peoples, man. Coach, we gotta get to the bread and butter though, man. The people want to hear about y'all's run, man. Y'all's championship run, man. Walk us through what it was like your first year. You said you was back home. Really dwell on what it was like. Going through this first season. All the trials and tribulations y'all faced and went through, and still was able to come out on top, man. Walk us through that.
Yeah, like how we started to meet, how I got there, you know what I'm saying? And the first question they asked me was, so, what about you coming back home to the West Side? I said, listen, I remember up, up Vandalia, you can stand up Vandalia and you can look across that river, you can see these red doors at the wall. Can you not? Mm-hmm. You damn right, you see the red doors at the wall. And I told I should watch them red doors. Look at them red doors. And they was that sold them right there. I said the red doors. And then so as I'm talking to them, they in another world, because I just keep it real. And somebody already told me about my character, about my coaching. So when I got in there, man, I went in 30 minutes, probably 40 minutes. And so then when I got the job, it was touching, because I had tears in my eyes. They took me to where I was be coaching in the gym, and what was so touching, ain't shit changed in 40 years. I remember like where we sitting in the locker, and we had a washer, and dryer, like to where Coach Clark used to wash all of our shit after practice. Every day, we wore jocks and stuff. Dre, we used to wear jocks and short off. He used to wash everybody. Put y'all shit in here. Put it in here. Every day he'd wash our stuff. And as I walked in there, all that shit was the same. It was probably new dryers and washers, but ain't shit changed. And I was like, yo, what this? It was crazy. And I sat there trying to look for my locker. I was like, damn, I want to, but that touched me right there. It just brought chills into me, because I remember like the gym was upstairs, and the Coach Clark. I remember him having Coach Stover, who was the head coach, and he used to have articles in the paper. I could hear the balls bouncing upstairs. His office is down. You hear that boom, 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 boom. And then I was like, I'm back at home, man. So I tell you how I wasn't gonna take the job. I want to take the job. I thought the job was already taken, and I saw one of the young lady's parents out, and she said, you should apply for our coaching job. I said, what, on the West? I said, y'all, don't y'all have a coach already? Like, nah. I said, y'all just won the championship 10-0. Got me, y'all 10-0. Y'all just won the championship. You ain't got no coach yet. I'm sitting there, I wasn't gonna do nothing. Malia went to school. I wasn't even coaching no more. And then I said, she said, we got this player and this player. And I said, let me see. And then, hey, Dre's real talk. I said, only way I'm gonna take the job is if I got a chance. If I know I got a chance to win, I'm gonna take this. I ain't taking no more 30 ass kickers no more. I ain't doing that no more. I took a lot of 30 ass whip. That shit's not fun. It ain't shit. I ain't take no more. I told him to take no more of them. But if I got a chance, I'll play. So when I went over there, I met the team, man, and I met these. Oh my gosh, yo, I had a nice little squad. Like I said, you can't win without you ain't got no players, but you gotta have players to understand you as well. And I came with some funk. And I came out with 12 girls, ended up with 9. I had to play the quarterfinals and semifinals without my center, who got all my boards, putbacks, all that shit. I had to play without her. But I still got these 2 little guards. And we had to go to work. We went to work. We went 18-0. We won the conference and we won the county. Got me? They learned every day though, man. If you'd have seen how I got them when they first got them. Like, this one thing is, Dre, you know this from, and have, you know, practice gear. You better have your practice gear on.
Yeah.
Practice gear from top. Yeah. That starts team. That starts family.
Uh-huh.
And they was like, dude, what? I said, yeah. Put that practice gear on, or you on the crew. You on my crew. You got doing extra work. You got to run all that shit. And they had to learn. They learned that. So they running around there and get some red shorts. You better have something red on. If you ain't got the press back there, you better have something red on or something black. That's how we gonna rock. And this I'm talking about a little 6th grade. They don't play before 7th grade. They all shit. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's how we gonna do. We gonna travel. We're gonna travel. And I know we ain't got much. But we gonna travel. Your mamas and dad. I talked to them. We could get you some khaki pants. And we got ordered shirt. I got a beautiful team mama. Well, she helps me out. We talk about hygiene. We talk about being a young lady. We do all kind of stuff. We do a lot of stuff together. So I'm there, man, for the Most High, man. I think the Most High got me there to help and mold some of these children on the West Side, man. But going through the tournament, man, we had to go through COVID. If it wasn't for COVID and the snow, I probably went 20-0 because I had 2 teams I ain't played. You know what I'm saying? But respect, love to the young ladies. Not only did they go 18-0, man, they 3 of them are on a 28-0 winning streak right now. If you count last year, that's 28 straight games. They ain't lost a game. You know, and you know that ain't easy.
No, that's a fact. That
is
a fact.
I mean, because everybody want to get you now. Now it's either everybody want to get you or they just too scared of you. You see one of the two. And the ones who think they got a chance, which they gonna fight to the end. And we won 1 game by 3. Well, you know, but I should have won by more. But still, it wasn't easy. But it was done. Man, I did a lot of different things that a lot of people don't do in middle school basketball. I changed up a lot of stuff. And when you got kids who can change up and do stuff for you, you know, it makes you special. I tell you one thing I did learn. I always come with a practice. I always have a practice plan when I come to practice. I always got a script what I want to do. And usually my script is a 2-hour script. You practice 5:30, 6:30, whatever. You know what I mean? 5:30, 7:30, 2 to 5, whatever. So my script, man, about 2 weeks in that script, man, I had to change all my practice shit up. Because their attention span was gone. They was hanging out the window, and then one got to use the bathroom, and one threw a basketball the other day. I said, "Oh, hold up! We only 45 minutes in." So this true shit. So I said, what I started doing is I started doing all my special shit the first part of practice. I did all my traps, all that shit right now. I'm doing that shit right now. You ain't get out of this. Why I got your mind fresh? I'm getting all my traps in, my offensive plays, what I think is important. More, you know what I'm saying? I did all this shit at the beginning. I ain't shit. And then when the tennis span gone, we do all our dribbling and all that, get our shots and stuff up. But I know when I need something important, man, I start doing that the first 45, man. After that, bruh, I just real.
Yeah.
But you know, it was something they had to get used to. They ain't never had to do nothing like this. Not that I know of. I mean, it was like they said practice. They said practice on Saturday. I said, yeah, practice on Saturday. I said, anytime I got a game on Monday, I'm practicing on Saturday. I don't give a damn. And guess what? All games on Monday and all games on Thursday. Yeah, hell yeah, we practice on Saturday. So what I did was, so then at the first 2 weeks, what I did for them, I said, I tell you what, on your performance, depending on your performance, I'll let you have Friday off. Cause we pay Monday and Thursday. I said, I'll let you off on Thursday. I'll let you off on Friday and we come in on Saturday. They love that. But I was gonna do that. I was gonna do it anyway, because shit, I was running them in the dirt. Yeah. You know, we at one time we was playing 3 games in a week. I said, the NBA don't do that. What's wrong with y'all? They had one team playing 4 games in a week, trying to make up because of COVID and snow. Yeah. I said, I ain't gonna put my girls out there like that. That's it. I mean, don't nobody in college or NBA play no 3 games in 1 week. I don't care what they say. I know the shit. NBA and the NBA barely do they gonna play 2 games and they never fly the next day, maybe and chill, but they ain't gonna put them kids on 3 days. Hayes played 4 games in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
So I make sure my girls ate before games. Much love to Mr. Farm on the West Side, man. He made sure on some of my home games and away games, he would feed my kids before we got on the road and travel before the games. I'm just trying to show them how professional, like, because anytime I coach, I'm coaching somebody who might have to eat off of this. So I got to teach them the right way. Some of them young ladies going to eat playing basketball. That's how they going to make it. So I got them teaching the right way how to make this thing from the young age. So when they go to high school, all that coach all say, listen, I need to show you how to do my plays and touch up a little bit. She already know how to drop step. She already know how to get a defensive stance. She already know how to close out, because I'm teaching that shit right now. So when I go to high school, I got one ahead of somebody. Shit, I was coaching high school, bro, and I was teaching how motherfuckers make layups. 1, 2, 3 step. 1, 2, 3. I said, we in high school. I threw the whole playbook away. It was gone. I thought I was Phil Jackson at first. That shit was crazy. Yeah. So, man, I had, man, listen, I don't care what I had my bumps and bruises, man. My coach wasn't easy, you know, but I tell you what, I'm a champion, man.
Hey, not a lot of people can say that.
No, I'm listening. And real talk, I got a state championship playing football in high school. I got a state championship playing basketball in high school. I got a state championship as a coach football in high school. I got a state championship of coaching basketball in high school. I'm a state champion now.
Talk to him.
I know how to win.
Talk
and it
to
ain't
him.
easy, you know. And now I'm a middle school champion, you know.
Welcome to the game.
I learned from good people though, like Coach Swain, Coach Clark, Coach Green. I learned from people. I just put my spin to it. You know what I mean?
So to follow up with that question, who would you say your coaching style mimics? Is it more your own, or you got a mix of all of those people you just named?
Good question. I got a mixture of all, but I think my defense is me. I do a lot of different shit. I run triangles and tags. I'll go back 2 on you, 1 on her. I do a lot. I tell you what, I do a lot of. I change up a lot, and I learned that from Coach Green a long time when I coached up G-Dub, how he would change the defenses up. I learned that shit from him. I learned a lot of extra from him. So I just put my spin to it. I'm gonna trap you over here, trap you over there, and I back you. One time, I'm telling you, in the middle school game I did, they thought. So what I did, I went to the diamond press, right? Mm-hmm. I went to the diamond press, and they said, "Oh, time out." So what I did was, check this out. So I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to line up in this diamond press, which looks like a 3-2 defense, right? It's just extended full court. And I said, as soon as they throw that ball in, all y'all sprint back to a 3-2. And then they were looking all crazy, like, where they go? I said, wait, no, y'all asses down here now. It's just doing different shit. So then I'm going to trap you off your first pass. but I had kids who could do the shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had kids who could do it, I had to do something different. But my defensive style more so Coach Clark, offensive style more so and change up. Defense is Coach Green, X and O dude, very very good, and happy to know that X and O dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he Coach Green taught me how to scout. I learned how to scout. I'll scout the hell out of you now. I watch film. I had my girls watching film, y'all. True story. And evaluating themselves on before we played AJ. We watched film. So, yeah.
You gotta teach them.
Man.
You gotta teach them early. Teach them early. And I tell you what, and I know this ain't about us at all or me at all, but I think that's kind of what set us apart as like the Lady Warrior crew, because we did that.
Because your dad had y'all doing that.
We watched film, we did interview prep, we did, we did all of that stuff.
And you know
lifted weights and all of that.
We used to do interview prep stuff, but they stopped interviewing people, man. That's what I'm saying. Because I remember John Thompson. That's why I learned John Thompson had Allen Iverson as a freshman. When Allen Iverson was a freshman, he had just got out of prison because they got into that fight, and the media wanted to interview. He would never let none of his freshmen speak. They had to go to a class inside the school where he had people teach them how to get in front of the camera and talk, because you ain't gonna make fun of my people. And I learned that from John Thompson. You know, so everybody who came in as a freshman, you're gonna learn how to talk in front of the camera. You know, But like your dad and Tony Gordon, all them, they was up on it. They was on it. Y'all had good coaches.
For sure.
Yep.
So, Coach, I know you said, I heard you earlier say, you know, this is it. You found your niche with middle school, but I know earlier.
I think it's over coaching. After this middle school, I don't know if I'm a coach no more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to, you know, eventually graduate to the college ranks, you know, or even go back to high school.
It depends how the cards fall, you know. Like I fell into the college coach job and I fell into the middle school. If I fall into something good, you know. But man, time ticking, bro. You know. Hey, listen. I'm still nice at 52 now. Don't get it jacked up.
You know what I'm saying that's all in the mind. You don't look 52 at all.
I was in the gym yesterday. Wayne Case, and we play 50 over league for the 100,000.
100,000? What?
Yes, man. We got to travel Cincinnati first, and you go to 100,000 in Las Vegas. 50
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
shout out to y'all. Shout out to
yes,
the
sir. Yes, man.
All right.
K-Dog.
This is my last question, and it might be a mouthful. Okay. So you kind of touched on it in your introduction when you were talking about your upbringing, about how, you know, kids weren't going to college from Hayes and stuff like that. But I feel like from the city, we have so much talent, but a lot of people, we don't get a lot of athletes to college. So my question is, how do we get more of our young people to college? How do we get more of our young talent to college?
Good question. One, it starts at home and school. And you know that if we ain't taking care of them in school with the academic part, I'd say it starts in middle school, getting them prepared for high school. You can't wait to the freshmen. Oh, you need to get this and that. Prepare them, and what's happening is West Virginia they get looked wrong because one is I heard one coach say that he came to see a high school kid in West Virginia play, and he said that the referees blew the whistle so much that he didn't get to see the kid play, so they stopped coming. That was one thing. That the referees didn't let us play. Like, no, they bang, they hit, you know. And he said that the most kids from West Virginia are not their height, and they didn't think they was grind. They can grind. And I was like, well, I remember Marshall University. They thought that Keon Wright couldn't play. I said, dude, what? Keon Wright can't play football at Marshall University. And so I don't know what the bad bug came from where the West Virginia kids can't play, but all I can say now is y'all have a platform now where you got Google, you got team, you got so much media you guys can put out and send stuff out to coaches. And another thing is some of these high school coaches are not loving these kids like they should. Mm-hmm. And it's still happening. When I was in high school, and I know what's happening right now because I've seen it happen. I had Norfolk State. I was in the North-South game. And after the North-South game, Norfolk State's coach was there and he was like, "Whit, how come you ain't holler at me?" I said, "What you mean? I ain't getting none of your letters." He said, "Man, I sent all kinds of letters to you." Well, I ain't get them. The coaches was hiding my letters. The only letters he was giving me was Virginia Tech and Marshall. And those were all his buddies. That Marshall was his buddies, and then Virginia Tech. Who the guy? How I got to Virginia Tech is because when I went to that Wake Forest camp, that coach ended up going to Virginia Tech, and that's how he got to see me again. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened was those coaches was narrowing down my letters to them. So it was some letters I didn't even get. And so if you don't respond back, they's like, "Well, hell, he must be good." Mm-hmm. And like I tell a lot of kids, man, they need to stay in contact with their counselors in the school. Make sure you're on time to graduate. Make sure you're taking all the right courses. I've been telling kids now for long as and I wish I would have done it. But I remember that little yellow bus coming to the front. And I was laughing at them. Who are they? They get on that yellow bus. They was going to Carver and Ben Franklin. And now I gotta give them $100 for them to walk in my house. Which I should have been getting the trade. So now I'm teaching the youngest, now get you a trade, man. Everybody ain't built for college. We all ain't built for college. Mm-hmm. So go get that trade so you can own yourself or work for yourself. But the athletics is right now here in West Virginia is very, very low. I think the kids are very soft. They're spoiled, and I don't think they're getting the right. Some of them ain't getting the discipline coaching. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've been wondering myself. AAU is the best thing for some of us here, and doing football, you gotta go to camps, go to 7-on-7s, go to these colleges, and go to camps to be seen. That's gonna be and the high school kids is go to these camps, especially these schools they think they can go to and get a chance that you go to these camps and get seen, let these colleges see you. And they got the huddle, they got all kinds of stuff. Y'all send the coaches, this is who I am. But the first thing they're gonna do is look what kind of grades you got and what kind of person you are. And a lot of our kids is not, I don't know, Trees, it's bad. It is. It's not.
I don't think it's just West Virginia though. It's just a
no,
new age.
No, man.
It's just a new age out here.
You're right. It is. So let me ask you a question. So what do you think? What do you think is hindering us from them going to college and getting them scholarships?
I think to your point, it's the coaching. You gotta, if you don't have a network to pull from, like you said, it's about who you know. If you don't have a network to pull from, you only allow history teachers to be basketball coaches, then how is a history teacher gonna know? And that they ain't never played a game of basketball in their life. They don't have the network.
You get some of the coaches,
right? But you see the people who do have network and they're getting their kids to college as like the G-Dub, the Huntingtons, and even South Charleston here and there. But it's too much talent in the state for not. We should be. It should be a long list of people.
And another thing I tell you, another one of the problems in this area that we have is people not going to where they're supposed to go to. Mm-hmm. So you got that player here, that player here, that player here. If those two are supposed to go the same school, they're supposed to. That's a power team here, it's a power team here, but everybody all over the damn place. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is.
Yeah, I think along with that, people don't value. Everybody is kind of in the team of me right now.
Yes.
Versus Let me
What's
go
the
get a
stress for
dub.
us?
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying to get championships.
yeah, and I mean, I'm guilty of that. I didn't go to school where I was supposed to go to school,
Right.
but even with that, like I wasn't trying to be in a position
You wasn't chasing that.
yeah, I wasn't trying to be in a position to take care of myself. I was trying to, build a team, like you said, like
Right.
so I was with my, trying to stay loyal to my AAU teammates.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
and
my
so
synopsis.
and just think, I'm talking about almost 40 some years ago. What did I do so I get a scholarship? I had to move to the West.
Right.
Just think, and so it's that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw what was happening.
Right. Right. 100%.
Yeah. So we just gotta, try to build resources.
Yeah, man. I think
help.
I think
You know what I mean? To help allocate, that exposure. You know what I mean? Because it's a combination of things. It's a combination of lack of resources as far as coaches and their connections.
Right.
It's also lack of exposure too. You know what I mean?
Like a lot of the exposure.
We're not from an area that's highly recruited first and foremost.
Exactly right.
You have to go to these camps, but you got to be seen to be invited to these camps because you might have a mama that might be all you got, and she might not be able to afford to send you to that camp
all day long.
You know what I mean?
All day long.
So it's like it's a tough dynamic where we from. You know what I mean? So that's why
And then when you get that chance, you gotta shine. You gotta bust it. When you get that shine, because you don't know when you're gonna get that shine again.
100%.
And that's all I'm talking about. When you get that opportunity, man, they don't always come back.
No, that's 100.
Yeah,
that's 100%.
Man, that's real. Man. But yeah, Coach, it's been a pleasure having you on. Speaking with you, man. We loved all the gems you shared, the stories, man. It's
that's a good question, man.
Yeah.
I guess y'all got to know a lot about me.
Yeah, man.
No, 100%.
I felt like I knew you my whole life, but it's stuff I learned. That's the beauty of the interview, though, right? You know what I mean? I didn't know just certain things.
For sure.
That definitely makes sense as to why you are who you are and how you are. You are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Definitely, definitely keep up the great work. And keep inspiring the youth like you always have been. Like right. I'm 28, Malik 27. Like you've been helping us, the homies, like bro, just giving people rides, hooping with us.
Yeah, just give somebody a ride. Just give somebody a ride, huh?
All types of stuff you used to do, bro. So just know we appreciate you. We love you, man. You're a great coach. I appreciate that. Man, it's all love, man. Always, man.
Hey, so how can I listen to y'all speak? Somebody else next.
Oh yeah, so we're on all streaming platforms. We're on Pick Stitcher, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, which is a free app. So you got an iPhone, it comes right with the phone, the podcast app.
For sure.
We on Spotify, and we're going to post this on YouTube. So thank you for hopping on the video.
What's up.
You know what I mean? So people could see you. They want to see your face. You know what I'm saying? So like people haven't seen you in a minute, baby.
They ain't seen me in a minute. I'm still here, homie.
Well, so man, it's all love, man. But yeah,
hey, Dreams, love seeing you, girl.
Nah, love. It's been too long.
Man.
I'm gonna get with you too. I'm gonna do a couple of things this summer. So
all right, just holler at me, and we can make something happen.
Yes,
we were supposed to do something. COVID came.
Yep. We had it set up, but I'm gonna try to do something this summer. So that's my goal. So I'm gonna get with you.
That's what's up. Much love.
Yeah.
Malik, hold it down, Malik.
You too, man. Good having you on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, much love, man. Y'all doing good things, man. Y'all keep on pushing.
Coach, you still got my number?
If you haven't changed it.
Yeah, I haven't changed it. Shoot me Malia stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And we're gonna get together about the summer too.
That'll work. What's name was them down there? CJ, Terrell, and Real came down there this weekend.
Okay.
They drove through and they picked her up and took her to lunch, which was love.
Yeah, that's love. Yeah, I would love to do the same.
That's love. But everything good. We're trying to keep pushing. And you know what? Sometimes you gotta watch out being so good. Now they need me to coach track. They ain't taught me to coach damn track.
Hey, man. Hey,
Yeah,
it's beauty to have options, though, man. It's a blessing to have
for
options.
sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
You gotta be
know.
versatile, baby. Being versatile is real.
You know what I mean? Can't just
100%.
keep yourself in one box, right?
No, sir. I
So,
can't sit still.
Nah, man.
Yep.
But yeah, man, we definitely gonna wrap, off air for sure.
Man,
but,
much love, y'all.
Oh man, for sure, man. Peace and blessings, man. Love you, man.
Much love.
Appreciate you.
Peace.